What's up, beautiful people? Listen, Daruma, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video, and it's titled Prince Harry and Meghan Markle Struggle in Hollywood. Kate Middleton recovering well. Interesting. I'm excited to check this one out to hear what the guys say. Let's check it out.
Let's talk about Harry and Meghan, though. I mean, some people might say this is a non-story, but it's not really. You were kind enough to invite me onto your podcast yesterday. Remind everyone what it is and where they can get it.
Yeah, Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered on YouTube, wherever you watch YouTube, on your TV or online.
Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered on YouTube. If you get the new edition, I'm on it, so it's well worth it. But seriously, we discussed what are the gruesome twosome up to? Their Montecito Majesties, Prince Harry and Princess Meghan of Nigeria. What are they doing? What are they doing? So they went to Nigeria on that weird pretend royal tour. What was that, 2 weeks ago? Came back. And you just think, well, there's that American Riviera Orchard website that never seems to happen. What is Harry doing? What is she? What are they up to, if anything?
Well, I mean, it's a good point, because that's what some of these entertainment outlets here are talking about. Radar Online with the headline "Royal Dilemma: Meghan Markle struggles to find footing in Hollywood. Prince Harry refuses another show business disaster." Aside from that, that translating to Meghan struggling in Hollywood to. What is she, a producer? Because for a while we heard she was going to be this big, powerful behind the scenes producer. Meet Me at the Lake, which is something you referenced in our conversation. But we were told that they really wanted to do a lot of behind the scenes work. Is she a podcast host? Well, Lemonada, not only did Spotify give her the boot, Lemonada Media has postponed her podcast till 2025. Is she still an actress? Because there's a Suits reboot, and everybody's asking, is Meghan Markle going to be in the Suits reboot? There's a lot. Is she an influencer? Because everyone says she wants to be like Goop with American Riviera Orchard. Is she going to be the next president of the United States? I mean, it feels silly, but at the end of the day, the conclusion that we came to is like, is she going to be anything? Because where is the tangible result of any of this talk?
Yeah.
Exactly my thoughts, because they seem like they want to do everything, especially Meghan. Meghan seemed like she want to do everything. She want to be here, she want to do this, she want to do that. But let's even not forget that our title that was given here, the Princess Meghan of Nigeria. That is an interesting title that nobody saw coming in the first place. Since they don't want to be part of the royal family, that is a very perfect title for them. But again, I've said it before that she want to be all up everywhere, and I don't know nobody who is serving 2 masters at a time and is doing well. You can't be all up everywhere. But at this point, I mean, it is them, so they want to try this, try that. But who knows? Maybe she had the intention of being the president of United States of America, maybe. Or what do you think? It might not be surprising if one day she decided to be, because I mean, they've tried influencing, podcasting, TV. Which one again? Everything, even cooking. Oh, remaining. Have they tried? Oh, Jesus Christ! In fact, at this point, even we are confused. We don't even know where to place them. Well, let me know what you think. Let's go on.
This talk.
Yeah, you said about Lemonada postponing her podcast that she made a big song and dance about only a few months back. Hey, I'm back in the podcast business, because Spotify dumped her because Archetypes, the 12-part podcast she made, was so boring that they thought, we don't want any more of this. It was so worthy and dull. By the way, Harry was supposed to be part of that podcast deal. He still has not even set foot into podcast land, so don't know what he's up to. But why have Lemonada just postponed her new podcast until 2025? Sounds to me like they go, oh yeah, we got Meghan, that's great, she's going to make a podcast. Oh, do we really want this? Well, it's a bit very weird to sign her up and say, hey, in 2 years' time we might do something. What's going on there?
Well, what I can tell you is that they got the rights. And this is why, this is to me how you can tell that the split with Spot, aside from Bill Simmons' comments calling them blank grifters,
Yeah.
this to me is how you can tell things at Spotify were really badly left, because Lemonada got the rights to archetypes and are now distributing it all over the place. If I handed Harry and Meghan hundreds and thousands of dollars, I would want to keep archetypes in my library to try to have some sort of return on investment. But they handed that over to Lemonada, and Lemonada pushed it out so that Archetypes is now available on all streaming platforms. So I think that that is further proof that the Spotify breakup was much nastier than we originally were told.
Interesting, yeah. I mean,
and so go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you're right. We got an insight into that. When that guy, the boss, what was his name, Bill, he was the boss of Spotify. As you say, he called them a couple of bleeping grifters. So you got an insight into the fact that this parting of the ways from Spotify wasn't that amicable.
Right. And so Lemonada, according to Richard Eden at the Daily Mail, is concerned about competing with whatever American Riviera Orchard is. Are you selling cat shampoo? Are you selling dog mats? Like, what are you selling yoga mats? Are you, cookbooks? What is it? Because she has so many patents that it's crazy. She has more patents than she has IMDb credits at this point for American Riviera Orchard. And so they don't want to compete with American Riviera Orchard, and they don't want to compete with whatever this new Netflix show is. We have seen Meghan film one day of her new Netflix show. Could she be doing some stuff behind the scenes? Perhaps, but eagle-eyed people in Montecito have only seen huge production trucks come up to shoot with Meghan for one day of this new cooking show, entertainment show, show about friendship and cooking with Meghan Markle. And then we know that they shot around Prince Harry's last polo event in Florida.
Oh yeah, because he's going to make a series, isn't he, about polo, the world's most boring sport that no one cares about. So that's going to be a smash flop, and she's going to do a cooking show. I think we got just to remind ourselves, if we go back into distant history, this is when Meghan announced that she was launching this new website, American Riviera Orchard. Can we play that?
But let's even talk about this, because the cooking, friendship. See, listen, there are some people that will do some things or do some show that you'll be excited about, and you'll be like, okay, let's pay close attention. But with this, you see that they are not even trying to make one thing work or make something work. They are just trying to get their hands involved in everything without even trying to work on, just focus on something to work for them. It's not even making sense. And honestly, if people are saying this and are saying it's going to be a flop, people are not wrong, because they see that every goddamn thing they put their hands into is not, none of it is making sense. So it's just like, what do you really want? And seeing this one right here, what is this? It's not making sense. It did not make sense to me. And I don't know if it's going to make sense to somebody, to any other person. Because the question is, what do they really want? It's obvious they don't even know what they want, but they act like they do. It's not even making sense. But let me know what you think about it. But yeah, let's go on.
Well, that was great intentions at the start. All we've seen since then, Kinsey, that literally is all we've seen of American Riviera Orchard. You know, her messing around in the kitchen with lots of beige stuff all around her, cushions, sheets, blankets, cutlery, all that. But the only other thing she's done is sent 50 pots of strawberry jam to 50 VIPs that she said she's made herself, and most of these VIPs just weren't interested. So I know I keep asking you this, but what the hell is happening with? When is it going to start?
I think it's a lot of planning, and I do think that there's a lot of tension behind the scenes, because how many times have they changed direction? And teams, let's be honest, they blow through people over there. There have been so many different employees that have left the foundation, the audio archetypes productions. So they blow through teams and they go through several different strategies. Right now, we are seeing them in their faux royal strategy. I felt like this began when they helped open a facility for veterans in San Diego a few months ago. Then we saw this Nigeria trip. They're talking about doing more. They're trying to remind people of why they fell in love with them in the first place. But too much damage has been done, Kevin, because their first strategy was come out guns blazing and take down the British royal family. And they signed contracts. They signed their souls away to Netflix. They signed their souls away to Penguin Random House with the book Spare. And they had expectations that they had to meet for the dollar. And not only did they lose very important members of their family in the process, as in Prince William, as in King Charles, but they jeopardized their relationship with the public, because people that if you genuinely love the British royal family and care about their future, you recognize that Harry and Meghan are, a liability to the future of the monarchy, and you don't really want anything to do. They are uninteresting to you now.
Yes.
You are not invested in their success. You are not going to buy Meghan Markle's cookbook, and they've done this to themselves. I mean, I really feel like that was the first mistake they made, going guns blazing with Oprah Winfrey, Spare, the Netflix documentary. And that team has already been fired. That team is already gone. That gave the go-aheads with that. And now you're seeing them switch gears, but it's too little too late.
I agree. Just before you go, Kinsey, great to talk to you as always. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, we learned this week that she's unlikely to be seen officially in public now until at least the autumn, as we discussed on your excellent podcast. That there's no getting away from the fact that is disappointing news, although we are told that her recovery is obviously slower than they thought, but we are told it is going well. And there's now a story saying, earlier this week we learned she won't be at the Trooping of the Colour. That's when the palace, that's on June the 6th, I think it is. June the 15th.
I'll correct you really quick. So what we heard was that she was not going to do this rehearsal on, and I believe it's the 7th. This is just the rehearsal, the 7th or the 8th. This is just the rehearsal.
Right.
As Colonel-in-Chief of the Irish Guards. This is the role that the Princess of Wales received last year. She was expected to take the salute on the 8th, June the 8th. And Trooping the Colours the next week. I do think we all felt like that translated into we will not see her at Trooping, which is fair. However, the Mirror is now reporting that perhaps we could see her briefly on the balcony. Of course, we would all love to see that. While I would also insist, if she doesn't feel right, which they're also saying if she doesn't feel good, she's not going to do it. We want her to feel better. We want her to be at her best. And I would never want to put that pressure on her.
True. And I think that's exactly the way she feels, that she will make her reappearance when she feels good about it, when she feels good about herself again. I totally agree with you. If you're listening, Kate, or watching, I doubt if you are, but if you are, don't be forced into this. You make your own decision on this.
Yes.
So this talk of her maybe cropping up on the balcony scene after the Trooping of the Colour, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't want her to rush into this. I totally agree with you. Kinsey, how fabulous to talk to you as always. Let's do it again soon. What is it? Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, available on YouTube right now, and I'm on it. Kinsey Schofield there.
Interesting, because let's just be honest, how many people would be interested in buying or getting Meghan's cookbook? Have she cooked anything before that you saw and found interesting? Because they want to try everything, and it's just like they don't know what they want, but they just want to do everything. They want to be good here, they want to be good here, and they're trying so hard. And it's evident, it is showing, and people are not blind. Because just stay one place. At least let them just focus on something and be better or be good at it, rather than be perfect in everything. Who is a perfect human being? Please help me correct it. But again, let's talk about Princess Catherine's health. I've said it before, if she doesn't feel the need to make any public appearances, I don't think people should dwell on that. let her take the time to heal, and when she's fully ready or fully recovered, she can come to make public appearances. I think we will love that when she's made full recovery, she's out in her best self and coming out looking good and everything. We will love that. We will not want it that she comes and make public appearances when she's not ready to, and people start asking some unnecessary questions, because believe it or not, whether she makes public appearances or not, people are still going to talk. So let her take the time and heal, and when she's ready, she comes to make the public appearance. That way she does what is best for her. But let me know what you think about this. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love you to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.